The people are supposed to be united, plain and simple. The system is supposed to keep the people united, but clearly they want to divide us. And a lot of people have fallen into that trap. How do you have a divisive president that's going on national TV and coming at sports athletes, causing division, causing what we've seen in football on Sunday? A lot of people to not salute the flag, you know, not stand for the flag, to not even come out for the flag. I mean, think about that. Like, this is childish to me. It's stupid. It's stupid. And again, like I said, it's your preference to want to stand for that flag or not. You can't deny that black people did not die and fight for that flag. We did. But you got to understand at the same time, that whole national anthem was written during the time when black people were slaves, and it's talking about land of the free and home of the brave at a time when black people were slaves. And a lot of black people, as I put it out before, don't understand what was going on around that time and are in opposition to it. Now, me personally, I think this was done because we affected their money. You had so many people complaining about the boycott against the NFL. The seats wasn't being filled. So many people wasn't watching the NFL. I think they underestimated how many black people actually watch football. So you had this whole thing, this whole fiasco set up with Donald Trump saying what he said to basically drum up interest, to get people to talk about football again. I don't think it's a coincidence that you had all the owners agree to this so-called display against the national anthem, you know, during the game. You had Ray Lewis talk so much against Colin Kaepernick taking a knee, and here he is, bullshit. They did this because we affected their money, and now they're trying to cover it up and make it look like, oh, because Donald Trump said something, this happened. When you get LeBron James, you get these celebrities speaking out against what Trump said, best believe it's a setup. As I said before, I don't trust none of this shit. I think it's all a setup. So you had Drew Brees, you had some other, you know, white people saying that they think we should stand with our hand over our heart and when the national anthem is being played. And of course, I can understand how any white person would want this to be, because that flag supports what they have experienced in America. We have not experienced, we have not had the same experiences as you do in America. So that flag has not given us the experience that you have in America. So why should we stand with our hand over our heart and lie as if that flag and this government has stood for us while we, you know, the same way we're trying to stand for it? You know, it's crazy. Ali stood and said, I'm not going to another country to fight and kill people who has done nothing to me, for a country that is in opposition to me. A country that has not supported me, that has only oppressed me, that has not stood for anything good for black people. Why should I go and kill people who has done nothing to me for people who has done nothing for me? And we all can understand this. There is no, you know, we are not going to sit here and get on our knees and be grateful because slavery was ended. And, you know, we got taught this language and we was given this lifestyle, and we was taught what we was taught because of slavery. How we are not going to get on our knees and say thank you for that. We are a victim of circumstance, plain and simple, in a land that is rightfully ours, that is proven fact. That's a proven fact. We are the true Native Americans, plain and simple. Now, we can argue and debate about that, but I have already proven that point, and so has white scholars. So let's not even go there. But we're not going to get on our knees and just pray and be super thankful and happy because after slavery, you know, we supposedly, you know, got a better life or things were made better. It's bullshit. It's crazy to me how people want to be so patriotic about a country that basically steals from them daily. A country that basically caused the housing collapse and bailed out the banks and not the people. And a lot of people are, you know, having a hard time because of what happened in 2008 still to this day. And a lot of white people are as well. So people want to basically, they would rather create all this division and separation between us because of their racist hate for black people. They would rather stand for a symbol that's supposed to mean freedom and deny people the very definition of freedom. It's a flag. It's a stupid song. I don't care how emotional it makes you feel or how cushy or mushy you get when you hear it. It's bullshit when you pertain it to black people. We were enslaved when the man wrote it. The man owned slaves himself. We are not seeing the same shit that you get all cushy and fuzzy about when you think about that song in America. We have not experienced it. Historically, we are seeing black people killed on the news. Unarmed, teenagers, kids, shot and killed by cops who happen to be white. All the time. This is what we're talking about. And it's not about making it about color. Because if it was black cops doing the same thing and it was constantly shown on the news, black cops killing, it would be the same shit. We would be protesting against the police. The fact that they're white is making it exactly what they want it to be and causing this division that they want to cause. Plain and simple. If you don't think that this is a setup, that this is all natural and it's all something that's just happening normally or naturally, this is all coincidence, then you're delusional, you're stupid. This is by design, it's a part of a plan. And they are using white people to implement this plan, to implement this agenda, to fulfill it. And a lot of these people are so stupid that they don't realize they are being used and that they have to go through the same type of shit that we have to go through as far as the laws that have been passed and the freedoms that have been taken, from us all. So again, we're going to have a lot more freedoms taken, while we sitting arguing about this stupid shit, about who stood or who kneeled, for a song and a flag. How is the white people joining arms with the black people who are doing so in protest of what's going on any different from the black people? But they're not going to point that part out. We're going to ignore all the white people that did that and continue to focus on black crime. Plain and simple. That's what they're going to do. It's not going to change. Trump ain't going to change. The whole narrative is going to be the same. It's the same thing. The only people that can change anything is the people. Plain and simple. They're going to continue to push this narrative, as I said before. As I said in the last video I made about this topic. And I don't mean to keep harping on this topic, but every time they do some shit like this, I feel like I have to explain to people a little bit more, because a lot of people get programmed quickly and get caught up in the deception of what's happening in the mainstream media, that they forget that this shit is a trap. It's all bullshit. It's a good thing that happened yesterday on Sunday, where even the white players deciding to lock arms or deciding together collectively to kneel or to go in the back and not even come out for the flag. It's a good thing. It's a good gesture, but it's a distraction. It's bullshit. We shouldn't be seeing this in football. I don't want to see this shit. I want to see football. I don't give a damn about the damn flag or the song. It's bullshit. We all getting screwed by America, plain and simple. And we about to go to war. A lot of people are not going to have their homes fixed by this government. Why the hell? It's another thing. I don't understand people. And people so stupid. Watching the NFL, trying to watch football, they keep seeing these commercials about the Red Cross. Get Morgan Freeman to do a voice on the Red Cross. We can get a lot of money from white people then. What the fuck is the government system for? Why the hell are you donating money to the Red Cross and to these other organizations where we have tax dollars? We have a whole government system that's supposed to have money allocated to situations like this. So why do you give them money when you should be talking to this government saying, hey, what are you going to do? It's crazy to me. It's crazy. And it's crazy to me because, as I always say, I lived in different countries around the world. I've experienced different government systems. And this country, America, who y'all supposed to be so big on, it's supposed to be the greatest country, is fucking far behind. It's far behind. They pay 33% taxes here in Sweden. 33. Think about that. But you see the money. It's free college, free health care. There's no dirty streets. You see where the money goes. There's true rehabilitation in prison. When you go to prison here, if you do go to prison here, you get paid while you're in prison. So when you get out, you're not super homeless, and that your time goes towards true rehabilitation. If you have a mental problem, that's addressed. There's very little crime here. Very little. This is Sweden. It's a small country, not bigger than Texas. And you have a mighty America that can implement these same policies but does not. Because as I said before, it's not controlled by Americans. It's stuff you have to think about when you look at other countries, and you got to say to yourself, well, they got to know how this other country is doing it. How come we don't do it the same way? It's because they don't want to. Until you realize that these people are going to collapse this country, their whole focus is destroying this country. You can see it before your eyes. Until you realize that, we're going to keep seeing the same shit. It's going to come down to the point where it's us against them. And I hate to say it like that, but that's a fact. People don't want to let this sink in, because I'm talking about some crazy, spooky shit right now. And we have an opportunity now to fix it, to change it without any bloodshed, you know, just by people changing their mind and addressing policy. An authority figure is not supposed to, you know, put one side over another. An authority figure is supposed to make sure everybody stays united and equal, you know. So Trump doing what he done is so crazy, and he should be impeached on the grounds that he is dividing this country with his mouth. Plain and simple, his fucking rhetoric and what it's doing to the American people, what it's doing to the minds of people, and then his media that's backing it up, the media that's constantly pushing this narrative. They have to go. I'm trying to tell you, it's nothing that's going to change or get better in America until that's changed. The media is the one that is really the worst, worse than a Donald Trump. Worse, they are the worst problem in that country. It's the damn media, because they control the minds of the masses of people, and they push these ideologies, and they freaking instigate racial tension in America and stupid problems that, you know, we all have to deal with. That shouldn't be a problem at all. And it's crazy. And, you know, again, it just all goes back, when people talk about solutions and what to do, it goes back to government, because they are the only ones who can do anything to make a change, to cause the change. You know, and seeing so many different countries do it the right way, and it's no problems. Again, when it's poverty, it's going to be problems. We can't even talk and deal with the kind of stuff that we seeing from the black community if there was no poverty. Even from the white community or from whatever community. If there was no poverty, it wouldn't exist, which is why it's very low crime here, because people ain't got to worry about that stupid shit. You pay your bills every 3 months here. Every 3 months. Rent is not so high. Plain and simple. The stuff that you need, the essential things that you need to survive, is right there. It's easy for you to access. You cannot be homeless in this country, because it basically goes against everybody else. It hurts everybody else economically to have a whole system where people can just live off of welfare. I mean, that's just crazy. And not have something there to basically, you know, fix the problem of the people who are on welfare. And they have like a so-called welfare here thing, but it's not like really welfare. It's if you lose your job, you basically get money to help pay your bills, to get food, to even buy clothes until you get a job. And if you don't have a job by a certain time, they get you a job. No choice. So if you have a system like this in place, this is how you keep poverty, you know, non-existent, which will keep crime non-existent. So this is why it works here and how it could work in America. But again, you have people in power who don't want that to happen. And it's going to be real crazy to see what's going to happen next after all this climate, so-called climate change stuff. After all these, you know, as I said before, you know, all these storms can continue to do their damage, and, you know, whatever is left, what they're going to do, what they're going to change policy-wise to take away liberties and freedoms from American people. So you have a lot of racist people running around cocky and confident that this system is going to support their racism. When, as I said, you have to realize that you are being used. You are being set up, plain and simple. You're going to be just like these people here who were sentenced to 28 years for driving through a black kid's birthday party with Confederate flags and nigger, you know, spelled out on the flag. These people thought that the system was going to protect them because they white. And they was in court crying because they got sentenced to so much time for doing something so stupid. So you got to wake up and see, you know, what the hell going on. And some people will say, well, you know, they was only exercising freedom of speech. You know, but when you putting people in danger at the same time, that's different because they're black. That's a hate crime. But this is also something that we know the KKK is notoriously known for. These people, this organization is known for hanging and killing black people, yet they are allowed to exist. This is what you show when you show that flag. You know, when you wave that Confederate flag. It's a symbol of hatred, racism, you know, the death of black people, innocent people. So, you know, again, your ideology and what you think about the black community is what you want to think. It's not a fact. And until you do some research and understand what's really going on, and look at the simple fact that you have black people who have been reaching out for decades, trying to get you to understand the truth. We don't have a black KKK going around trying to hinder you. There's not a black organization that can control whether your kid goes to a good school or not. We are not disturbing what you have been doing, you know, for centuries. All black people have been doing has been trying to be successful, you know, and move up, get educated, and do the right thing in this country. And look what we have to do. So, you know, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. You know, I just wanted to do this quick video after, you know, Sunday and seeing what's been going on. And it's a lot that's still going on, but I don't want people to let it distract them from what we've been seeing with these whole storms and what's going to be coming from this whole government system as far as new laws. Pay attention. Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted by none of this stuff. Pay attention. Look at what's going on. See what laws are being changed. A lot is going on C-SPAN that a lot of you are not seeing. Watch it. Pay attention to what they're talking about because I see something coming and it's crazy. But thanks for taking the time to watch. See you guys next video.